The new year brings new tidings, including rumors of a new generation of consoles. However, it also offers plenty of hope for new stories, new heroes, and plenty of compelling RPGs with both. Let's take a quick look at 15 Japanese role-playing games to look forward to in 2019 and beyond. Shin Megami Tensei 5. As the first Shin Megami Tensei title exclusive to the Nintendo Switch, Shin Megami Tensei 5 will focus on contemporary issues like unemployment, terrorism, and more. Its gameplay will still feature demons, but there's also the post-apocalyptic twist, as the recent trailer showcased Tokyo in ruins. Shin Megami Tensei 5 will take longer to develop than the previous handheld iterations, thanks to Atlus taking advantage of the Switch's hardware, so here's hoping it's worth the wait. Kingdom Hearts 3. Developed by Square Enix for the better part of the past decade, Kingdom Hearts 3 sees Sora and his friends facing off against Master Xehanort in a conclusive battle. A heap of new Disney worlds like Frozen and Big Hero 6 await, while the combat has been significantly expanded with new keyblades, attraction flows, and more. Persona 5R. In a year of masterful releases like 2017, Persona 5 stood out as one of the very best titles, if not one of the greatest RPGs ever made. So when Atlus started teasing Persona 5R, we thought it would be an extended version of the base game. Now we're not sure what it is except for the indication of new projects in a recent teaser. More information is coming in March, but anything with the name Persona is worth keeping an eye on. Code Vein. Bandai Namco Studios' Code Vein is a Souls-like action RPG set in a post-apocalyptic world filled with vampire beings known as the Lost. As the protagonist sets out to escape this nightmare, companions can join along for the ride, using their gifts to eradicate demons and the like. While definitely taking hints from movements and enemy pattern recognition inherent to Dark Souls, Code Vein offers an intriguing anime art style in its own twisted universe. It's slated for release this year on Xbox One, PS4, and PC. Nioh 2. Of course, those who seek their share of ninja-style hack-and-slash action have Nioh 2 to dig into. William Adams won't be making a return. Instead, there will be a character creator that lets players customize the protagonist's look and gender. Finally, players can look forward to Nioh 2 being a really hard game like the original in terms of difficulty. A free demo will also be coming before the game launches, just like with its predecessor. Fire Emblem Three Houses. Releasing in spring 2019 for the Switch, Fire Emblem Three Houses will be the first console title in the series since 2007's Fire Emblem Radiant Dawn. Embodying the same tactical turn-based strategy that we know and love, Fire Emblem Three Houses also features some gorgeously designed combat scenes. Unfortunately, that's pretty much all we know about it. Hopefully Nintendo will offer some more information in the next month. Shenmue 3. Previous Shenmue titles have featured elements of the role-playing experience while dabbling much further into the simulation aspects of their living worlds. Shenmue 3 should continue that trend, but the overall length promises to be twice that of its predecessors. Regardless, after all of these years, we're dying to see Ryo Hazuki, joined by Ling Xinhua, continuing his long-standing feud with Lan Di as the two venture to Guilin, China. Shenmue 3 releases on August 27th for PS4 and PC. Pokemon Switch. Whether you were disappointed or kind of whelmed with Pokemon Let's Go Pikachu and Let's Go Eevee, Nintendo will likely have a new Pokemon title out this year. Touted as a proper role-playing game with lots of new Pokemon, expectations are fairly high. If the developer can marry the production values of Pokemon Let's Go series with the robust gameplay of the handheld classics, then Pokemon Switch will be even more enticing. Where's that new Nintendo Direct at? We need details. Stat. Town. Pokemon 2019 hype aside, Game Freak is also working on an intriguing title called Town. As a turn-based role-playing game, Town will see players fending off monsters who have appeared in a quaint little village. During battles, other townspeople can be summoned to help fight. There's not much else to go off of at this point, even the name is currently a working title, but the premise and overall gameplay has us intrigued. Lost Soul Aside. Lost Soul Aside is an action RPG inspired by Ninja Gaiden and Final Fantasy XV and is slated for 2019. Combat looks sleek, and even if the overall depth is still to be determined, the fact that one person is putting it all together makes this a game that cannot be ignored. Keep a close eye on it all the same. If nothing else, the hack-and-slash combat looks like a step up from Final Fantasy XV. Yokai Watch 4. In terms of hotly anticipated titles that don't have many details, Yokai Watch 4 from Level 5 is pretty close to the top. Releasing in spring 2019 for Japan, it's the first Yokai Watch game to come to the Nintendo Switch. Along with featuring a much higher fidelity version of Springdale, we've also recently been introduced to protagonist Kita Amano, or Nathan Adams in the English version. The developer is touting plenty of secrets to come, but can this title surpass the fairly well-received Yokai Watch 3? Destiny Connect. Nippon Ichi Software's Destiny Connect is a brand new RPG with an element of time travel. Essentially, protagonist Sherry tries to unravel the mystery behind a disaster that struck the town of Clockney. To do that, she'll travel with different companions through time, encounter figures from different eras, and ultimately save the humans of Clockney. Destiny Connect is out in February for Japan on Nintendo Switch and PS4. Ys 9: Monstrum Nox. Nihon Falcom's Ys series isn't done by a long shot. Ys 9: Monstrum Nox will take place in the new prison city with new beings called the Monstrum emerging. Along with featuring the same compelling hack-and-slash combat of previous titles, Ys 9 will feature new supernatural actions, offering more movement abilities through the city, guild operations, and Adol Kristen's return. The game will launch in Japan this year for PS4, which means we can probably expect a port for the West in 2020. The Legend of Heroes Trails of Cold Steel 3. After what seems like forever, Nihon Falcom's The Legend of Heroes Trails of Cold Steel 3 is finally coming to the West. Well, it's coming to the West this fall, and that too only for PS4, so we'll still have to wait. Though NISA is handling the translation, prompting concerns after what happened with Ys 8, several noted people who worked on the Trails in the Sky and Trails of Cold Steel games are on board. Dragon Ball Project Z. Dragon Ball Project Z will apparently be set in a never-before-expressed, nostalgic, and new Dragon Ball world, which to us seems like three totally irreconcilable adjectives. But we'll see, maybe it somehow manages to be all three. Right now, we don't know much about the combat or how the RPG mechanics will fit in. However, Project Z does look good, and given CyberConnect 2's experience, it should have solid combat. Dragon Ball Project Z is out later this year for Xbox One, PS4, and PC. And that about does it for this video. If you enjoyed what you watched and want to see more from GamingBolt, you can always hit that subscribe button and turn on the bell icon next to it. That way you will never miss any of our videos.